Hey everybody, what's going on? My name's Ash. Welcome to my channel, Saved by an Angel, where I talk about anything that has to do with paranormal, weird stuff, and self-improvement. In this video, I'm going to talk about the soul in a way you maybe never heard before. And the way I'm going to do that is with my son's light bright. It's perfect for this example. So, before you incarnate, what makes a soul special? For instance, what was Jesus, why was he so special? Well, besides all the labels, all of this and that, talking about energy and soul, right? If this is, let's say this is the average soul right here, okay? You're packing this much light. On average, a soul incarnating on the planet Earth is packing that much light, okay? Now Jesus comes along and he's packing that much light, okay? So the more light you bring in with your soul to this planet of darkness, you're gonna attract more, you're gonna stand out more, right? And that's why Jesus stood out more, because he packed a lot of light. So now let's just say this is your average soul. Now we zoomed in on the smaller section, okay? Let's just pretend this is the average soul, or it doesn't even matter. Let's just pretend this is the soul. Now, what's interesting about the soul is that it's kind of like this light bright. Do you see how every single one of these pegs joins and creates the soul? It's not like one peg is the soul. The soul is very intricate, it's very complicated, and I'm not even going to pretend that I know everything about it, but I do know a little bit about it. And so this is the soul. It's all made up of all these individual pieces, right? Now, one thing they can do is they can come along as your soul's being made, and let's say Archangel Michael's around, right? And pretend Archangel Michael's soul or whatever is all blue pegs, okay? Now, this soul right here is about to incarnate, and Archangel Michael's like, hey, hold on, homie. I'm gonna stick one of my little pegs like that into your soul. Just a little fraction. And then Jesus comes along and he's like, well, hey, hold on. If you're going in down there with a little bit of Archangel Michael energy, here, let me put one of my pink loving little doodads in your soul. It's kind of like sparks, okay? There's actually, from what I understand, over a dozen people on planet Earth that have a little spark of Jesus put in their soul for certain reasons. Now you might ask, now why would we do that? It's very complicated. It has to do with our life path, our mission, our journey, all this, where our soul came from and everything. But here's what's interesting. So what are they trying to do? The whole purpose of this matrix is to elevate the vibration of all of existence, okay? Now, when Hitler was a soul, okay, he crossed to their side. Now, here's one of the things that they're conducting in this experiment. I actually know a guy, going back to these little pegs of Michael and Jesus, right? I actually knew a guy who had a little peg like this put into his soul that was of Hitler. Now, you're asking, why in the world would someone do that? Well, here's the thing, right? Hitler's energy was obvious, pretty obvious, right? Not the best. So what they do is they take this little piece of anger that represents Hitler's energy, right? And they say to a divine being that's about to incarnate, they say, hey, look, we take this little fraction of this soul from this shithead, and we're going to put it into your soul soup, okay? Now, what's going to happen is you're going to go down on planet Earth, And all these little lights are going to radiate so much love that it's going to transmute this little turd here. Okay, now problem with that was this little turd may have corrupted all these other ones, and that's not my opinion. That's, you know, coming from this individual who told me himself he doesn't think he's going to go to heaven after, because of the things he's done. But I just find it absolutely interesting how the soul works, and it's just so complex that we can't even really begin to imagine. It's made up of all these little parts. One thing that's with me and my brother, it's interesting. I don't know, maybe it's just where I grew up, but it seems like all the brothers beat up each other. And growing up, me and my brother never, you know, we always had disagreements, but it never was physical. And the reason why I found out in the Akashic Records reading, not necessarily straight out this, but I put 2 and 2 together, was because we had a soul contract that we could not physically harm each other, because what I was told is that me and my brother's soul have had many past lives in a constellation called Orion, where throughout reincarnation we would end up killing each other. And so in this life we have our souls, and we take a little bit of the turd energy that we had in the past lives. And so what happens is, when me and my brother, when my light gets next to his light, if we're able to come into harmony with one another, then we heal all this past poo-poo. Okay, so I don't know if this is making any sense, but the soul is a lot more complicated than we realize, and we each have a very complex little soup of light bright as our soul. Our soul is light bright. Okay, so that's all I got. I think I hammered away my point. There's lots of things going on with the soul. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, give me a like. If you want to subscribe and see more of my craziness, I don't know if I'm going to have more light bright, but I'll definitely have more crazy. So hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone.